What's going on, y'all, and happy Thursday. I hope everybody out there is feeling fantastic. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into this topic, and I want to talk about something rather astonishing, to say the very least. So, Maureen Comey has been fired by Pam Bondi and Donald Trump. Now, up until this point, they haven't given a reason, but we do know that she was the head and lead prosecutor as it pertains to the Diddy trial, and we also know that she brought charges against Jeffrey Epstein and his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, as a former federal prosecutor, as we should say now, because Maureen just got fired, however, she has an outstanding track record, and her father, James Comey, and things of that nature, he had a very turbulent relationship with Trump, and I believe Trump fired him in 2017, and a lot of people within the political realm and abroad are basically saying that it should come to no surprise that Trump got rid of her based off of the relationship that Trump had with her father, James Comey. Now, I'm hearing something different behind the scenes. I have a couple of connections and I'm getting different versions of what might be going on. So this is the first thing that I'm hearing. I'm hearing that Trump is upset that they were not able to convict Diddy on a RICO, which supports what I was told earlier by my plug and my overall argument that this whole thing with Diddy was political from the start, if it's all factual, right? This is all alleged information. Now, another thing that I'm hearing is basically that Trump wanted to get Maureen out of the way because of all of this Jeffrey Epstein stuff that's going down. Because make no mistake about it, there are a lot of Trump supporters that are holding him accountable for reneging on releasing the Jeffrey Epstein files. Now, we have to keep in mind, given the fact that Maureen is responsible for prosecuting Jeffrey Epstein, what type of information is she sitting on? What does she know? What hasn't she released? And things of that nature. It seems as though that Trump is shaking in his boots, given the responses that he's made on his own website, I believe Truth Social, or the website that's dedicated to him, whatever it is, right? It seems as though that he's a little bit rattled. He's come out and said that he doesn't need his supporters and things like that anymore. And so this is a very, very interesting situation and a very peculiar and very dangerous spot for him to be in at this particular point in time. And he's just unraveling. Now, what I'm about to tell you is coming from a very respectable journalist from a major network, and they discussed with me that allegedly the reason why Trump is upset with Maureen is because they felt like they went after Diddy soft. They felt like there were people that they didn't bring forward to actually nail the RICO charge on Diddy. Now, inquiring minds will want to know if this is all factual information. Why would Trump want Diddy behind bars so bad? What does Diddy have on him? What's going on? Again, this is all alleged information. But at the end of the day, I've also was told by the same connection that Diddy is in some type of behavioral program trying to rehabilitate his image and things of that nature. And all signs point to him maybe getting released on that October the 3rd date, where he has to appear in front of the judge to face his fate. Now, let me clarify what I'm actually saying, because some people will run with the narrative that I said that Diddy will for sure be released on October the 3rd. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just passing on the information that was given to me, right? But it was expressed to me that given the fact that Maureen was the head federal prosecutor as it pertains to the Diddy trial, and the fact that she's no longer there, she was the one that was lobbying for Diddy to pull 63 months in prison. So with her being out the way, it's plausible that Diddy could walk away or walk out those doors on October the 3rd. Now, before we get into some reactions to all of this mess, I do want to say that the information that I conveyed to you all yesterday that I received from my plug that suggested that Ghislaine Maxwell is ready to talk, and basically when she speaks, they're saying that she's going to actually defend Trump and say that he wasn't on the list. It's really puzzling that Maureen got fired, because this opens up the pathway for Ghislaine to come out and basically defend Trump. And then in return, Trump is going to give her a pardon, allegedly. But anyway, let's get into these reactions. And there's one fellow that's really on brand and on track to what I've been saying for quite some time about this is all political. This is all tied together. I'm going to play him first because he gets it. So sit back and I'll be back to close the video.
You know, we didn't get anything out of the Epstein trial in 2007. We didn't get anything out of him being arrested and unalived, or I'm sorry, jail. We didn't get anything in the Maxwell trial, and we sure as hell didn't get anything out of the Diddy trial. There must be some connective tissue between all these things. I want you to pay attention to every single person who's saying there is no list or defending this or saying walk away from it. Pay attention to those people, because that will tell you the exact length, the puppets that are covering up the elites who have been trafficking kids for a long time now. Now, I am a Trump supporter. I'm definitely MAGA. But I want to actually make America great again. And one of the things that I am enjoying seeing right now is, for whatever your position is, whatever you're telling yourself, everyone's on board right now. Left, right, politically, we're all on board. And we should be on board, because this is not about a political aisle. And if both political aisles are protecting this list and this information, then what does that tell you? Now, this is about humans protecting humans, us protecting children, us looking for truth and seeking truth. And we all know that whenever something major happens in the political spheres that they want to hide, they bring out something else. And I think this whole Epstein thing that's going on right now is to hide the fact that we didn't get anything out of the Diddy trial, which is a crime in itself, because Hollywood, the music industry, politicians, they're all corrupt. We know what they've been doing. We've had singers, actors, child actors talking about this for years. We have had victims of Jeffrey Epstein who were trafficked talking about this, trying to get justice for years. We know that there's something there. We know it. But they won't tell us. Why won't they tell us? Pay attention to every single person who is telling you to move on, or is telling you you're stupid for thinking about this. Hopefully this, in my heart of hearts as a human being, hopefully this is what unifies us as a race, as a human race. Hope the decency, the common decency and love that we should have for the tribe of Earth. I'm hoping that that's what happens. So let's see how this unfolds.
So the lead prosecutor in the Diddy trial, Maureen Comey, has been fired by Trump's DOJ. Take that, take that, take that, take that. Damn, girl. Thought you could end careers and walk out with all the glory. Now you just a flop in a courtroom story. You knew Jane Doe was a before she walked through that courtroom door. Because y'all know Trump don't like losers. He probably looked around like, I didn't choose her. Thought you was gonna have Diddy crying like a bad boy in church. But now everyone will be wearing your face as the "you're fired" merch. Nah, for real, you had a slam dunk. Cassie is the victim. It was all on tape. But you got greedy and fumbled the bag. Sealed your fate. And to everyone crying, oh, she supports Diddy. She supports Diddy. Get out my mentions crying. I think the guy is scum. But that doesn't mean he committed RICO, you emotional bum.
So Donald Trump has officially fired Maureen Comey. She was the lead prosecutor for Sean Diddy Combs, who still needs to be sentenced. She was also the prosecutor for Jeffrey Epstein. I guarantee, let me know your thoughts in the comments, I guarantee that Ghislaine Maxwell is about to receive a pardon. She is about to walk home free. If not, she is about to get Epsteined. That's what's going to happen, honestly. One of those two things is about to happen. She's about to get Epsteined, or she's about to walk home on a pardon. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is absolutely crazy, because since Donald Trump has indicated that the Jeffrey Epstein file is fake news, it's a hoax. It was written by the Democratic Party, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe Biden. Let me know your thoughts, you guys, in the comments.
The lead prosecutor in the Sean Diddy Combs racketeering and King trial was fired today by the Southern District of New York. This is literally 2 weeks to the day she failed to get a conviction on all 5 counts. Remember, Mark Agnifilo, I brought this to you back then. Mark Agnifilo was in the courtroom speaking to Combs' family, his children, his mother, saying, listen, this is the first time the Southern District of New York has ever lost a racketeering case in its history. And the Southern District of New York is considered the most powerful U.S. Attorney's office in the country. The Southern District is not commenting. Remember, there were 6 U.S. attorneys on the case. They were all women. That was considered to be a show of feminism, a show of force on the case. But there was no conviction on the racketeering, the king for Cassie Ventura, the king for Jane. Those were the top counts in this case, which was really considered a win for Combs' team. His family cheered in the courtroom. And I saw him when the verdict came in. He was like, yes, yes. Still developing, but this is a pretty significant development. Literally 2 weeks to the day. And now Comey is out.
All right, so you guys just saw and heard all of that. Now, let me say this before closing. This may be a crazy idea, but it may not be above the realm of possibility. Maybe Trump did this. Maybe he fired Maureen to actually help Diddy with his sentencing. Listen, we don't know what type of conversations are being had behind the scenes. He did say in a video not too long ago that I'm pretty sure they want my help. I've been hearing that they would like my help, so anything is possible, but I will say that Trump is definitely pressed about these Epstein files. So we just got to keep a close eye and see what goes down in the next coming days, because I believe that we'll have a better inclination of where this is actually headed. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything I discussed. Don't forget to like, comment, share it. If you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Peace.